McGob, everybody. Joseph Manella, he saw my episode of Cribs, and that part where I'm showing like my little DVD, my big DVD thing. He said, "Hey, why don't you pick 10 of the movies that you watch the most?" And I'm like, all right, I don't really watch a lot of movies over and over again, except for my number one. Yeah, actually, I just played it like a week and a half ago. I play it several times a year. So, I put them all here. I went to pick 10. I couldn't do it, Joseph. I'm sorry. There's 20 of them. And then when I got to 20, I was like, let me get away. And even now, I'll tell you right now, The Thing is there, but I couldn't fit it in here. Basket Case. I know there's way more. Evil Dead, you know, Nightmare on Elm Street. But anyway, let's get this started. All right, the first one. Oh, and by the way, this ain't in order which one I like more, because that'll take too long. It'll take too long for me to figure that out. I almost thought of that. But my number one is my number one, and my number two is my number two. I know my top two. First one is Rocky. This movie, I love just about every Rocky movie. I love 3. 3 is probably my second favorite. This is my favorite. Though I will say the fight with Apollo Creed and Rocky is better in Rocky 2. But as a movie as a whole, this is a genius movie, man. An amazing movie, actually, you know? I absolutely love Rocky. All right, next. What's this? Warriors come out to play. All right, I do play this one quite a bit. You know, I don't watch movies over and over again, but yeah, this one I do play quite a bit. I gotta admit. I love Warriors, man. It was, when I was a little kid, this was a big deal because it was in theaters and there were gangs going to the theaters and fighting and killing. It was very controversial at the time. The Warriors, man. All right, next. Yeah. One of my favorite movies of all time. Over the Edge. This movie, it's the first one with Matt Dillon. And I want to thank my buddy, Michael W. Howard, who sent me this. And look, it's still in the plastic. Dude, I swear to you, after we're done here, I'm going to go put it on. Because, yeah, I haven't seen this in a while. I'm taking out the plastic now. To prove I'm going to watch it now. I want to thank you, dude. I do already have it on Blu-ray, but it's actually a different cover than this. And my friend, Heather Drain, she's on the extras. Heather Drain rules. Gerd Gloins. That'd be cool if she'd be watching this. Hey, Heather, Gerd Gloins. Yeah, Over the Edge, man. The first movie Matt Dillon ever did. And here's the funny story about this. This movie came out in 1979. I didn't see it till like 82, so 81, 82 on HBO late at night. But I knew about this movie in 1979, even though it didn't, I don't think it showed it in any cinemas down here. But I knew about this because I bought the soundtrack. The soundtrack had Cheap Trick, Jimi Hendrix, the Cars, the Ramones. That's how I got into the Ramones. Hearing Teenage Lobotomy, that made me a Ramones fan. But anyway, yeah, and Teenage Lobotomy is on this movie. Some cool Cheap Trick songs like Downed. Over the Edge. Yeah. All right, next. All right, all right. Look, I gotta pick one, right? Because there's a box of it. And I love these Mel Brooks movies, man. What is it? Young Frankenstein. Silent movie. I don't know if, was it during my random picks where I actually picked, I have silent, no I don't. I have High Anxiety, not Silent Movie. Silent Movie I remember seeing in the theater. High Anxiety's on here. History of the World Part 1, Rolling Papyrus. Spaceballs, all fucking amazing. But Blazing Saddles is what I'm picking from this one. Yes, sirree. I mean, man, that shit still makes me laugh. Mongo and shit. Man, I gotta watch. I'm gonna leave this aside because I haven't seen Blazing Saddles in a while either. That shit's awesome. Alright, before I show this, the people that know this movie, they're all gonna say, oh man. Either they'll say, oh man, I haven't seen it in a long time, or oh man, that's a great movie. You know? And the people that say I haven't seen it in a long time, they'll say, I haven't seen it in a long time, but that's a great movie. This right here, man. Jekyll and Hyde together again. What a trippy, fucking hilarious movie. I mean, this movie is just, and it's that type of humor that was around in like the early 80s. It really did. And, yeah, I absolutely love. Another one I should watch. I haven't seen this in a while. Alright, this is, yeah, definitely in my top 5 movies of all time. And before I show you it, I will say, I got 4 or 5 versions of it. This one is an Italian version. Now, let me tell you about this. I saw, there was a post, somebody said, what's the worst movie ever made? Somebody wrote that movie. It's not for everyone, man, but it's a timeline thing with me. I was like 9 years old. Me and my friend went to the movies on a Sunday, and we saw that. We fell in love with it. That we went the following week, and it was already out of theaters because it was a bomb. But it was huge in Winnipeg, Canada, and Italy, and that's where this one's from. Phantom of the Paradise. This is the Italy edition, which has some different extras than the other one has. This soundtrack is the greatest soundtrack ever, if you ask me. Life at Last. Oh my God. Old Souls is probably my favorite on there. Yeah. Absolutely love this movie, man. Alright, here's my number 1. Let me put this one aside. Alright, here we go. This is the newest movie out of all this. It ain't even that new anymore. Dr. Sleep. And this is the 4K edition that I just bought because I just got a 4K TV. But I haven't watched it yet. But this is an amazing movie. What a great sequel. Some didn't like it. I thought Rose the Hat was awesome. And it's just, I didn't really enjoy the killing the kid part. That was kind of messed up. But everything else, man, was awesome. Especially the ending at the Overlook Hotel. That was godly. Dr. Sleep rules. Oh man, do I love this. And it might be a little controversial for some of you out there. But this is the only Terminator movie to me. And look, I bought it on 4K as well. And it's still in the plastic. This, I'm sorry. I know a lot of you like T2, Judgment Day. I didn't. With the little kid, don't kill him, Terminator. And then like every Terminator after, the Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger was good. The only good Terminator is when Arnold Schwarzenegger is the Terminator. The one that, greatest acting performance from Arnold. And I'm not saying that making fun of him because he doesn't speak much in it. Those few words, man, it delivers, man. The I'll be back and your clothes, give them to me. I want to say something. A lot of people say Bill Paxton, who I worship, Bill Paxton, rest in peace. He's in Terminator, he's in Aliens, and he's in the Predator movie. I've seen memes saying killed by Terminator, Alien, and Predator. He was killed by all 3. I think it's debatable if he was killed by the Terminator. Terminator just threw him at a fucking fence. I don't know if he died or not. Jury's out on that. But this is an amazing movie. When I saw it in the theater, man, I don't think I gripped my seat more than this. Because that thing just wouldn't die. It wouldn't die. Genius movie, Terminator. Alright, here's another one I bought on 4K, and it's still in its plastic. I haven't watched it yet, but I need it on 4K because I think it's an awesome movie. Stanley Kubrick's Clockwork Orange. This movie, it's messed up. Don't get me wrong, it's messed up. But the way it's shot, I think Kubrick was a genius. You know? And like in this movie and a movie coming up that I put up there. I just love the hell out of this movie. I love the acting. I love the darkness. You know, the narration. This came out in what, 70, 71, right? My God, man, this might be the most violent, messed up movie up to that point. I think, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a movie buff. There may be something before it, but there is. Leave it in the comments below. Not close to it. It's got to be more brutal than Clockwork Orange, all right? Oh, yeah, that's my number 2. I can't show that one yet. That I also just bought on 4K and I haven't taken the plastic off. All right. Underrated, man. Cliffhanger. This movie I don't watch much on purpose because my memory ain't that great. And every time I put this movie on, it's new to me. And it's awesome. John Lithgow is fucking badass. And this is action-packed and very, like, you know. And I gotta say, unfortunately, I did not see this in the theater. I think I caught it on cable back then. I was like, God damn, that movie's good. Yeah, I definitely had to pick Cliffhanger for this episode. Here's, who knows this classic? Dressed to Kill, man. Woo-wee. Michael Caine, Angie Dickinson, Nancy Allen. What a twist at the end. And I do watch this from time to time because I just love it, man. I think this is a great, you know, like dark horror movie with a great twist at the end. Dressed to Kill. Amazing. Yeah. This one's kind of hokey, but it's one of my favorites, man. Death Race 2000. I think Sylvester Stallone is in most of my DVDs. Let me tell you, man. Sylvester Stallone, to me, is an underrated actor. I really do think that he is. And he's great on this, and this is when he was not famous yet, as Machine Gun Joe Viterbo and David Carradine. I'll tell you something funny about this movie. I heard about this movie a lot when I was a kid. I never saw it. And finally, they were giving... I'm telling you, let's go back, way back. You know, back in the mid-'80s, not even the mid-'80s yet. I had a VCR. And there's a channel called Channel 51. You know, back then we had to like go up to the TV. We didn't have remote controls or anything. But they were giving it on Channel 51, this. And I was like, oh, finally I got to see Death Race 2000. And I grabbed the videotape. I'm going to tape it too, right? So, this is amazing. I'm watching this movie and it's blowing my eye. And then there's a scene where the main girl takes off her top and her tits are out. And right when that happens, this is television, right? Right when that happens, when they show the boobs, right under the boobs it says Channel 51. That was wild. I do have that videotape. I believe I do. But anyway, yeah, Death Race 2000. I know I'm talking a long time. Y'all don't mind, right? Because we still got several more to go. Yeah, one of the greatest movies ever. Oh, man, you know what I just thought of? And I'll just say it right now. I didn't grab my favorite comedy movie ever, and that's The Blues Brothers. I didn't grab it. It should have been here, but it's too late. Let's just pretend we'll add it at the end. But Goodfellas, man. This movie, man, is, no matter how many times I watch this, it's amazing. Even if I know what's happening, the whole movie is freaking amazing. I love Goodfellas. And, like, it's a long movie, but, man, you're entertained all the way through. With the narration and the mafia. And do I look like a clown? All right. This is my second favorite comedy. See, I saw this. I was like, oh, wait a second. I forgot my favorite. But my second favorite comedy of all time is Up in Smoke from Cheech and Chong, man. I saw this in the theater as a little kid. I loved Cheech and Chong. I owned all the Cheech and Chong records in the 70s. Well, not all of them. Some of them. And I didn't smoke weed. I didn't. I wasn't a pot smoker. I just thought it was fucking hilarious. And when I saw this, I haven't smoking weed yet, but I was just laughing, you know. It's a great movie, and I'm telling you, one of the funniest scenes ever in any movie is the scene where, you know, he first gets into the car and they're driving, and then and then he's like, "Hey, am I driving okay, man? I think we're parked." And they were like in front of like a stop sign, and then the cops come. That whole scene, and then it ends with, "His name is Ralph," man. One of the greatest comedy scenes I ever seen in my life. Still makes me laugh. I love it. And I own the soundtrack too when I was a little kid. Rock 5. All right, here's a very obscure one. See, I'm not like a big movie fan, but the only reason I know this movie, and I know most people hate this movie. It's not popular though. And I'll explain how I saw this movie. Back in the day, I used to go to this theater on Sundays that would charge I think like $1. Yeah, I think it was $1 to go in there and see 2 movies. And one of them was this, and I couldn't believe how hysterically bad but yet hilarious. It is funny as hell. It's obscure. Death Row Game Show. It's goofy, slapsticky, but my God, I laughed at this movie. Especially the old lady scene, the one that who's the mother of one of the mafia members. That scene, you know, just too funny. But yeah, I love Death Row Game Show. I don't recommend this one though. A lot of people don't like it. You might not like it. I love it. All right, okay. There are 3 parts to this movie, but I'm going to put part 1 and part 2 tied because I do feel both movies are tied. I can't tell you which one I like more. A gun to the head, I'll say Godfather 1. But really, I mean, Godfather 2 is really just as good. The Godfather. Part 3 sucked. I haven't seen part 3, the remade version they've done. I got to look into that. And there were some parts that were good with Andy Garcia, but as a whole, it was not a good movie. But the first 2, just can't beat it. Oh, you know, I went to the theater when Godfather 3 came out. I was so excited. I sat there all those hours going. It was worse in the theater. But anyway, I love The Godfather. Here's one from the 70s, a comedy from the 70s. Foul Play, the very first Chevy Chase movie with Goldie Hawn. You know, with the albino, and, you know, Beware of the Dwarf. I just thought this movie, I saw it when it first came out. I fell in love with it. I just think this is a perfect movie. A perfect comedy. You know, the scene with the little guy, the Bible salesman. Good stuff. I haven't seen that one in a while either. All right, to me, probably, you know, number 2, you may say it's a horror movie, number 2. But if it's not, then this is the greatest horror movie ever made. The Exorcist. I can't tell you how many times I've seen this through the years. And I'll tell you, and now, next is top 2. Me and my friend Yai were still buddies. We were little kids when this came out. Well, it wasn't new now. I think it was maybe a year later, probably 74. And me and Yai went to the theater, this place called Highland Theater. They would let little kids in to see R-rated movies. And also, right across the street from the theater was a McDonald's. You can go to McDonald's, buy food, and walk in the place with a bag full of McDonald's. They didn't give a rat's ass. That was the greatest theater ever. And they let us in to see this, and they shouldn't have. Me and Yai were like, what the fuck? I agree there, man. Movie like this is not made for, like, you know, 8, 9-year-olds. It just... I couldn't sleep that night. It was bad, man. And yeah, now watching it, it's one of the greatest movies ever. The Exorcist. All right, my top 2. Here we go. Is this a horror movie? Because if it is, then it's better than The Exorcist. But if it's not a horror movie, I think it is a horror movie. And I will say it's better than The Exorcist. And it's still in the plastic. Because I just bought it, the 4K version. And I never, and let me tell you something about this movie right here. I'm about to show you. This movie, every time I see it, I notice something different. Every time. This movie is just genius. And when I first saw it, I didn't get it. I was like, what is this? It's too weird. But now it's so cerebral. I can't say that word. Sorry. Because I ain't got no cerebellum. Gonna get my PhD. I'm a teenager about a hell yes, Over the Edge. And The Shining. And I can't wait. I just can't wait to pop this in my 4K player. Yeah. You know, I'm going to have to put this one on first. Because I want to see this shit in 4K, man. I'm going to watch this after I'm done with this video. And, alright, so let's go to number 1. A lot of you that know me know my number 1. But in case you don't, this is the greatest movie ever made. Ever made. Never topped. And I did see it as a little kid. My family took me to see it. In 1975, because it just turned 30 years old, and it just turned 50 years old, and I bought the 50th anniversary edition of Jaws. I bought this, and yes, this was the first thing I played in my 4K player. And I got surround sound, right? So I'm watching this shit, and behind me, I don't hear talking, I hear waves. Fucking awesome. I love my new TV. 77 inch. Anyway. Jaws, my favorite movie of all time. So there you go. Joseph, over 20 minutes, man, talking about my favorite movies. I hope you enjoyed it. And everybody else out there, I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you want to put your top 20 movies in the comments below, please do. And please subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like to donate, I got a PayPal in the description below. And like the video, it's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. I read the news today. Oh boy. Listen to the Beatles and smack 'em a cob.